we are back with assignment 17, block 2, evolve artists. So in this one, I decided to go with a canary, an origami canary sitting on a stack or two stacks of note cards. Originally it was just going to be one stack, but then I was like, I don't know, there's something about one stack that's not quite enough, so I'm going to put two stacks, and then that gives you a nice odd number of 3 items that we're painting. And the stacks are, they're not perfectly aligned, so there's a little bit of interest there. And why did I choose a canary? Well, like I said in one of the earlier videos, I was first inspired to paint origami animals when I saw that a previous Evolve student had done some origami cranes. And so I was like, that is a fantastic idea. And I wanted to do other origami type animals, not just cranes. And so I was looking up all these different YouTube origami tutorials, and I found one on a canary. And I was like, this is perfect. Because when I was little, I used to have pet canaries. We had 4 of them, actually. We had a female. A friend gave it to us after she moved. So she gave us her pet canary. And then later we bought a male to keep it company, to keep our first canary company. And then they eventually had baby birds. And so we had 4 canaries. And so that was a fun time in my life, watching the baby birds grow up. Baby canaries are pretty, they're hairless. They have no feathers. They're just pink blobs. And their skin is translucent, and they look kind of alien and weird. But then they start growing their baby feathers, and they're the cutest little things. They look like miniature snowballs. It's really adorable. Anyways, so I have really fond memories of my childhood raising canaries. And so when I saw that there was this YouTube tutorial on making paper canaries, I was like, yes, I need to do that. I need to learn how to do that, and then I need to paint that. So this one's pretty simple. I just wanted to focus on the canary and just the form of it. It looks very simple, but it has some folds in it. The only thing that this image did not have, unfortunately, was gradients. So we didn't really have, because I didn't put anything round or curved inside of it. That was something that I was like, oh, afterwards, I should have done something along those lines, because I really do need to practice my gradients. But other than that, I was at least able to use the highlights, reflections, and the darkening shadows step to make the paper of the canary look a little bit more like paper. So at least I got that kind of practice in. I was just trying to do something a little bit more simple, because ever since assignment 15 with the passion fruit and Piper advising me to take it down a notch and do something a little bit more simple so that I can really nail down those fundamental concepts and skills. So that's why I decided to limit the number of items inside of the still life, and then also limit the complexity of the items as well. And so I thought a canary would be pretty good, because it still looks cool. It's a bird, but it's not that hard to fold, and it's not that hard to paint. And now it's just adding the final details to the bird. I left a few blanks, like a really thin blank white strip in between some of the folds, so that when I came back in later, I could see where those lines are, because I didn't want to completely cover up those pencil lines of where the different folds of the paper are. It's really subtle work trying to depict the way the paper's folds work and all of that. Putting in a little highlight now in the tail. Oh, one of the things, when I turned in this assignment, one of the things, big gaping areas of improvement, were the note cards. As you can see, the upper left-hand corner of the upper note card, I didn't quite draw that correctly. It's a little bit too high. It should have been lowered a little. That's one of the things, is at every stage in the process, I have to keep reminding myself, at every stage in the process, I have to do a quality control check to make sure, is this drawing accurate? Did I get all the angles right? Because sometimes I forget. Sometimes the first time I measure something, it turns out that I didn't measure it correctly, and then I draw it on the canvas, and I realize, oh, wait, this angle doesn't look right, or these lines are not meeting where they should. And then I have to go back and remeasure and then redo a lot of these things. There have been times when I had to literally erase the entire drawing that I'd started on the canvas and start over again. Because another problem too is one trick that I learned with measuring things is you don't just want to measure the individual parts of the picture. You also want to measure the overall height and width of the whole image so that you can center it on your canvas. Otherwise, it's very easy to accidentally skew up or down or left or right, or place the image wrong so that part of it's cut off in a weird way. So that's something that I taught myself to do, is when I'm taking the measurements of the different parts of the picture, I also have to take the overall height and width and then place that, draw kind of like some anchor points on the canvas so that I know where these things are supposed to go. And anyways, so yeah, that's one quality check that I failed to do back there. Oh, one more thing, in this part of the painting process, as we're getting close to the end of block 2, we're also adding back in that idea of kind of blurring the back edge of things a little bit so that they look farther away than the things in the front. And there you have it, the paper canary on the index cards. Hope you enjoyed that and continue to make and enjoy beautiful things. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!